This question will change your life. Do you know who's talking in your head right now? The answer isn't what you think, and the impact goes far beyond what it seems. That voice narrating your days, judging your choices, and even creating scenarios that never happen might not be who you think it is. And the scariest part? It's shaping your reality without you even realizing it, whether you believe it or not. In the next few minutes, I'll take you on a journey that will challenge everything you believe about your mind. You'll understand why, when you think, you're actually listening, and how what you hear holds immense power. Most importantly, you'll see how it directly shapes what happens outside your mind. But let me warn you, this knowledge isn't for those who are comfortable where they are. Are you ready to open a door you might never be able to close?
Have you ever stopped to think that the voice echoing in your head isn't really who you are? It narrates your life, criticizes your actions, relives the past, and projects fears about the future. But here's the truth, when you're thinking, you're actually listening. Do you see the profound difference? And if you can hear that voice, then who are you really? This question unveils a deep secret: you are not your thoughts. You are something much greater, a consciousness that transcends time, space, and even your mind. So, who is really talking in your head? Yes, it's your mind, but it's just a part of you, not the whole. You wouldn't identify yourself as your hand or your nose. These are parts of you, not the entirety of who you are. Picture this: your existence was established long before your brain formed. You are an expression of the universal all, connected to everything around you, from the smallest grain of sand to the stars in the sky. While your thoughts are just electrical discharges in the quantum field carrying information that shapes your reality, you have the power to observe, question, and reprogram these patterns. This is where true power begins. In the next few minutes, you'll learn how to identify and master this inner voice. We'll explore how your thoughts shape your reality, how universal archetypes influence your mind, and most importantly, how you can take control to create the life you want. After all, when your mind is at war and your spirit forgotten, your body pays the price. It's time to break this cycle and discover what lies beyond this inner battle. The universe is much more than matter. It is a living, pulsating, and interconnected consciousness. From the all, the primordial source of all that exists, to the seemingly inert stones on the ground, everything possesses a level of consciousness. As human beings, we are expressions of this same consciousness. This truth changes how we view life. We are not separate from the universe, we are extensions of it. Yet, curiously, most of us live without this awareness, allowing the mind and its thoughts to take total control. If thoughts are like seeds, the fertile soil in which they grow is the quantum field. What we think and feel emits electrical discharges that carry information into this field, shaping the reality we experience. When you think about something repeatedly, it's like watering a seed, it strengthens and starts to manifest in your life. But what happens when those seeds are negative thoughts? They create patterns that limit, block, and distort the potential you have to live a full life. Imagine a field where all the seeds are toxic. Even if you plant a healthy flower, it will be choked by the surrounding weeds. This is what happens when negative thoughts dominate our minds. They create a vicious cycle of self-sabotage, perpetuating the idea that life is just struggle and suffering. But here's the crucial point: you are not your thoughts. And because you are not your thoughts, you can observe them, understand them, and choose to reprogram them. Integrating negative thoughts is one of the most powerful practices to break this cycle. It doesn't mean ignoring or fighting them, but embracing them as parts of you that need attention. They exist to help you evolve through the process of caring for them. Think of thoughts as disoriented children knocking at the door of your consciousness. They don't need to be expelled or punished, they need to be heard and understood. If you grasp the depth of this teaching, your life will never be the same. When you welcome a negative thought, don't push it into the shadow. Instead, observe it and bring it into consciousness. You raise its frequency, and it automatically transforms into something positive, ceasing to negatively influence your reality. Why does this work? Because the quantum field responds to your frequency, not your conscious intentions. If you think positively but harbor negative emotions and patterns deep in your mind, it's like tuning a radio to the wrong station. To create a reality aligned with your desires, you must reprogram your frequency from the inside out. And it starts with observation and acceptance. Another essential point is understanding that thoughts don't exist in a vacuum. They are influenced by what you consume, hear, and see around you. Every interaction, image, or sound is a frequency that reverberates in your mind. This brings us to the importance of creating an external environment that supports your internal frequency. Carefully choose what you consume because every element has the power to strengthen or weaken your consciousness. When you are intentional in your choices and use this knowledge, you gain power. Remember, you are the extension of the universe with the power to create. Everything starts in your mind, but it doesn't end there. The entire universe responds to what you vibrate, and your thoughts are the first step in this vibration. But there are powerful entities around you that also positively or negatively influence your thoughts. I'm talking about archetypes. Archetypes are everywhere. They are universal patterns, or Plato's primordial ideas, that shape human behavior and are present in everything we see, hear, and experience. From a tree to a bird, each element of nature carries a message and a frequency. For example, the archetype of the tree symbolizes growth, stability, and connection. It's a strong and positive archetype. On the other hand, the archetype of the chicken represents fragility, vulnerability, and regression. Similarly, the duck symbolizes inefficiency, lack of skill, and confusion. But understand this, archetypes are the most efficient way to communicate something to someone. Simply seeing and interacting with them transmits the emotional charge of that information. This is powerful knowledge used by people in power since ancient times. Archetypes can be classified by the results they generate. Even if you don't notice, these archetypes influence your thoughts and emotions. Positive archetypes evoke feelings of power, courage, and happiness, while negative ones induce depression, melancholy, and laziness. Now imagine the impact of being surrounded by negative or weak archetypes. If everything around you conveys chaos, fear, or imbalance, your mind will resonate with these frequencies. This isn't mystical, it's pure physics. Conversely, being in contact with strong and positive archetypes can help elevate your vibration and change your thinking. Media, advertising, and even your living environment exploit this influence. Movies and TV shows are loaded with archetypal imagery because they are powerful tools for influencing viewers. So how can you tell which archetypes are positive and which are negative? The answer lies in the results they generate. Have you ever noticed how your emotions shift after watching a horror or overly violent action movie? Reflect honestly on how the images and symbols in a production affect your emotional state. And this is just the biological aspect. Now imagine it on an energetic and spiritual level. Looking at the state of our society, we can quickly see the behavioral outcomes of the archetypes we are most exposed to. But how can we bring this awareness into our daily lives? A practical way is to incorporate positive archetypes into your environment. Choose images, objects, or symbols that represent the qualities you want to cultivate in your life. A picture of a forest, for example, can evoke serenity and growth. A photo of the ocean can transmit freedom and vastness. By exposing your mind to these archetypes, you subtly but powerfully influence your frequencies. Another simple and effective practice is using images of positive archetypes as wallpapers on your phone or computer. These are places you look at several times a day, making them frequent touch points for these elevated frequencies. Each time you see the image, your subconscious mind absorbs its message, reinforcing positive patterns in your thoughts and behaviors. However, archetypes are not just external images. They also exist within you, shaping your internal patterns. Recognizing these patterns is an essential step in transforming your relationship with your thoughts. Ask yourself, which archetypes are dominating my mind? Am I connecting more with frequencies of fear or courage, scarcity or abundance? Identifying this is the first step toward conscious change. When you take on the role of observer, you realize that archetypes don't control you. They are neither good nor bad, they simply are. With knowledge, they can become tools to align your thoughts with your desired reality. Begin observing the world around you and how it influences your thoughts. This simple exercise of awareness can reveal hidden patterns that have been directing your life without you noticing. Finally, it's essential to remember that strong and positive archetypes not only elevate your frequency but also help dissipate internal shadows. When you surround yourself with symbols that evoke strength, courage, and balance, your mind begins to reflect these qualities. Realize that we explored a powerful concept: you are not your thoughts. You are the observer, a consciousness that exists beyond the mind. Understanding this changes everything because it transforms your relationship with reality. What once seemed like an inevitable cycle of negative thoughts becomes an opportunity for conscious creation. Whoever controls your mind controls your reality. It all starts when you take on the role of observer. Looking at your thoughts and seeing how they shape your life is the first step. But observation alone isn't enough, you need to act. Reprogramming negative patterns, connecting to positive archetypes, and nurturing your frequency are tools that amplify your power to transform reality. Never underestimate the impact of an image, a sound, a story, or even an environment on your vibration. Use these to your advantage. Choose to surround yourself with frequencies that elevate, inspire, and strengthen you. If you're unsure whether something near you is positive or negative, remember that the results it generates define it. Close your eyes, calm your thoughts, focus on your breathing, and ask yourself how it feels. The answer will come at the speed of thought. Trust your intuition. Every choice you make builds the foundation for a reality more aligned with who you truly are. The secret lies in daily and conscious practice. In every moment, you have the chance to observe, choose, and create. The power is in your hands, or rather, in your consciousness. Now think, what will you do with everything you've discovered today? Join the iZenither community, subscribe to the channel, and check out other rich content I share here. See you in the next video.